The music and sounds we take in as young people stay with us, and the songs we give students to sing shape their ears, their desires, and sometimes even their courage. Today, I want to share a few musical examples from my ninth and 10th grade musicianship class of students at Geneva Academy and reflect on how reading and singing beautiful music forms a community. So stick around. That's coming up on today's episode. I'm Jared Ritchie, and today is Friday, November the 28th, and you're listening to the Friday 5 series from Musically Speaking. Well, point number one for consideration on this Friday is a musical diet shapes musical desires. We all know the phrase, "you are what you eat." I often remind my music students that in many ways, you are what you sing. A musical diet works the same way a food diet does. I'm not the music educator caricature who might insist you must eat filet mignon every day, all the time. Of course, there's room for burgers and fries, especially really good, juicy ones. But if that's all you ever eat, you will never develop a taste of what is excellent and even more nourishing. And Renaissance polyphony gives our students something richer to chew on. You heard in the lead-in them singing a little bit of Victoria's O Magnum Mysterium. And that singing of that piece and others like it stretches their ears and teaches them to hear harmony in linear ways instead of vertical ways, to hear it in layers. When young people sing music of this high quality, as in the case of this Hans Leo Hassler Cantate Domino, Sing Unto the Lord a New Song, they slowly begin to desire music of this quality, much more so than if you were just to try to convince them with a lecture why they should. It's shaping them without often them even noticing it fully, which is exactly the point. That brings us to point number 2 in this discussion here, and that's music literacy frees people to make music together. One of the main reasons we work so hard on music literacy at Geneva Academy is because it frees students up to make music in the latter years of their school, to be able to sing more skillfully, of course, in worship. And my 9th and 10th grade musicianship students are not a select choir ensemble. They're just simply a group of students who know how to read music. And because of that, when a dear saint who lived to be almost 100 recently passed away in our community, this enabled us to go and sing for her funeral. These kids were able to pick up a piece of music, look at it a couple days before in our class time, and then go and sing that. That's just one of the fruits and gifts that keeps giving from music literacy. It gives you the freedom to participate and not just to consume. And in this day and age, with the abundance of technology and recordings everywhere, sometimes that can be lost in our minds. Point number 3, music outside of our time shapes us inside of our time. The great C.S. Lewis wrote about how we should read books outside of our time in order to be freed from the blind spots of our own age. And I think the same is true with music. So these students of mine, when they sing Renaissance polyphony, they're stepping into a different musical world. They have to do things differently. They get to hear from a different perspective music that they just don't hear on the radio week in and week out. And that's why I bring that to them. It's also something that helps shape their loves more than I could ever do if I were just to lecture them into it, as I've said. So whether it's Victoria or Hassler or something modern, what we sing matters. A good musical diet shapes our musical desires, and teaching these young people to read music gives them a gift that they can carry far beyond the classroom. Well, that's going to have to do it for this week. Thanks, as always, for listening. Until next time, take care.